It is a beautiful morning in New Mexico. There is no wind today, which I'm loving. Carlsbad, New Mexico, that is. There is no wind today. I have a hard time with wind because my eyes, they water. And so anyway, I'm very thankful for that. The sun is out, it's very brisk, but it is just gorgeous. So we are doing the Pecos River Walk.
Loop. Yeah, apparently it's like a 3-mile loop around this little walking area of the river. It's all concrete paved path, so it's easily accessible for anybody. Yeah, get your blood flowing.
It's more of a walk. It's definitely not a hike. It's a walk. But it's really pretty out here and very doable with the weather. Tons of ducks. There's big playgrounds.
Yeah, there's a little pier people are fishing off of. It looks like you can rent paddle boats for pedaling and stuff. It's a cool place. And they've got the little beach area, they call it. Yeah, so if you're looking for a nice place to just do some walking, if you're in the Carlsbad area, give this a shot.
When you walk or you do anything to get moving, it doesn't always have to be a hike or something strenuous. It's just to get going. So,
yeah, because one thing we noticed from the RV park right here in the middle of the city, most of the state parks and the big hikes in the mountains, they're all almost an hour away. Everything is. So it's a nice little place to find just to get out during the day if you're not doing a big hike and get your blood going.
Super doable too if you get tired of walking around the RV park.
Yes.
We even said, you know, we're here for a week, but we could get up and come here. It's close enough, and we could walk and get our walk in on days that, you know, we're not going to go out and do hikes and stuff. So it's just, you make it, you know, you change up the scenery and you kind of get to know the surroundings around you. It's about getting out and seeing what's out there and moving.
Yeah, you can even ride your bike around it.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
We may do that too this week. Well, no. When you get to a town, just jump on the old Google machine and start exploring, you know. Walks near me, things to do near me.
What's the worst? It's not that great, but you still move. So that's the thing. You don't know if you don't try.
That's how Larica found this, just on Google. We'll talk at you later. All right, so we just went about 10 minutes from the river walk where we were doing our walk this morning. The Living Desert Zoo and Gardens. It's a walking path zoo.
Yeah.
It's $5 to get in. It's pretty inexpensive, and there's a lot of desert stuff. I mean, we're from Arizona, so a lot of the plants and stuff that they're showing we used to have in our yard, but
it's also winter, so nothing's blooming. So I'm sure like in the spring it's probably beautiful when everything's colorful and all that. But really cool. I like how it's set up.
It's just a loop. You kind of walk this big loop.
Saw a really cool bald eagle.
Oh my gosh, the bald eagle, majestic.
The Mexican wolves were cool. Yeah. Behind us are elk.
Three
elk.
There's 3 elk right behind us.
In there.
We saw a bear cave, but the
bears weren't there. They're probably hibernating.
Yeah. We just see some javelina. It's pretty cool. And the views up here on the mountain are just incredible.
Yeah, it's a really cute little, like, I've never been to a zoo like this. Like, it's very cute, very, I don't know, kind of rustic and
something to do. Just apparently they say it only takes a couple hours to go through the whole thing, and for $5.
Yeah.
It's a fun way to spend some time in the afternoon if you're in this Carlsbad area and you're not going to the caverns yet. So, you want something to do and get outside and enjoy the weather and nature.
Here comes the elk.
Here comes the elk. Let's go look.
They heard us talking. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe?
Yeah, look at
the same one with the antlers.
Yeah, and then the other one's walking around.
Thinks I'm good.
Hey, everybody. We are at Carlsbad Caverns.
Yes.
And we're doing the natural entrance, the hike down. We're going to go...
The entrance is really cool. And
really
just
cool.
FYI, I'm not a cave person. I don't really care for the caves. But I'm super excited because it looks amazing. So we're going to do it.
Yep.
Looks like a heart. I love that. This entrance by far is the best. And I don't like caverns or caves. Like, I have a hard time with them. But this entrance is, like, amazing. So, already impressed. So beautiful. Love it with all the rocks. Oh.
just got back from the cave tour at Carlsbad Caverns. We were going to talk to you guys when we got out of the cave, but it was just super windy out there and everything else. The weather came in. Looks like we might be getting some rain or whatever. So we figured we would just come back home into the RV and tell you about our day. We decided to take the natural entrance into the cave, which is walking 750 foot down into the actual big room area. The natural entrance, as you're descending that 750 feet, it is 1.25 miles, and it's a downhill slope. It's all kind of smooth, and it's concrete. It's paved. But it's 1.25 miles, and it takes probably a little over an hour. And that was amazing in and of itself. It wasn't just like you were just walking downhill. It went switchbacks back and forth, and you got to see some amazing sights and some amazing formations and everything else underneath there. So once you get down to the bottom of that, then you're actually in the cave as far as the what they call the big room. And then you do the big room tour, which loops all the way around, and that's another 1.25 miles. So in total today it was about 2.5 miles. We've done 3 caves so far on our journeys. We've done Carlsbad Caverns in Arizona, we've done Jewel Cave up in South Dakota, and now we've done this one. By far, without even question, this is the best cave. It was so wide open, so amazing, and this is the only one where it's a self-guided tour. They just give you the rules and let you go on your own, and you can go at your own pace, as fast or slow as you want. And we had an amazing time seeing everything underneath the ground, and the whole tour was just incredible.
So for those of you that don't know, I do not care for caves. I struggle with them. It's usually the night before. I am overthinking it. I did my first cave in Arizona, Karchner, and it was during COVID, and we had to wear masks, and it just was not my thing. I just did not like feeling like we were going down so far and under, and I don't know. I struggled with caves, and let me tell you, I enjoyed this thoroughly. Mm-hmm. So the walking down part is just amazing. Yeah. It is like, I don't know if psychologically it just made me feel better because I wasn't riding an elevator, 750 feet, mm-hmm. right? 750 feet down. But it was amazing, and I really enjoyed myself on this cave today that we went to. So it's huge. So the natural walk is, in my opinion, the way you should go if you are physically able to, because I will tell you, it is a little bit more strenuous. Like, I think about people in my life, like elderly people that are not in the greatest shape, probably would struggle with it.
Yeah, because you can go pretty steep at some points. You
feel it. Like, our calves will be sore tomorrow. The things you see along the path, and you forget that you're actually not in the cave yet, mm-hmm. because you feel like you're in the cave. It's just beautiful. It's a great way to just, I don't know. It was like magical, really. Mm-hmm. It was really cool. I think that's the way to go. You definitely need good shoes. So whether that be a good pair of tennies or hiking shoes, just so you can grip. Definitely take water. You can't have any food, or gum or anything like that. No sodas, just because you don't want to ruin, obviously, the
natural wonder that
mm-hmm.
it is.
Yeah. So, and then definitely want to dress in layers, because so when you're going down into the cave, you feel the temperature drop, mm-hmm. and then all of a sudden you're walking these switchbacks, and you're like, I'm warm now, because you are working. Your body is working. So dress in layers, and then I always like to bring a beanie because my ears get cold, and so that's worked out perfectly. And then so water, shoes. They do have the guided tours with the little recordings on them, which I thought was cool. I didn't know you could do that, because I would have liked to have done that. They have different numbers. It's numbered all through the cave. I think
the audio tour,
50, the audio tour. I think there's 50 of them. And a lot of people were doing that. Right. So I don't mind the tour guide cave things that we've done, but I kind of liked not having a tour guide. Yeah. Because you just did your thing.
And then you didn't have to wait for everybody else in your group. Jewel Cave, there was always the slower people. And when we went to Jewel Cave, you couldn't really record inside. It was so dark. Yeah. And we got picked to be the tail. To be the last ones through. I volunteered myself to be the tail, and it took a long time, and then you would get to certain points and the guide would start talking and we weren't even up there yet. So we did miss a little bit of that because of that.
It was kind of fun to discover on our own. So I feel like I liked this one much better. And maybe with the audio thing would be really cool, because then you'd hear more about some of it. They do have like the signage that tells you different things in there. But it is definitely, what I would say, almost a 3-hour day for sure, if you do it that way. If you just take the elevator down and do the big loop in the big room, or you can even do they have a shorter version of the big loop where you cut through. It is definitely worth going to in New Mexico.
Absolutely.
For sure. Like I am not a cave person. Like I do not care for them, and they make me anxious. And I enjoyed myself thoroughly today. It was a very good day. That's the thing too, like you're moving, your body feels good afterward. Like you're going to feel it. I mean, it's definitely going to get you going. So, but yeah, once again, staff is really nice. We packed a lunch. We didn't eat until we got obviously out in the car. They do have a restaurant and 2 gift shops there.
In the visitor center.
Yeah, what's kind of cool is down in the cave by the elevators, there is, it's so wacky, there is bathrooms, and they are fully functioning bathrooms.
Real restrooms.
Like, you don't even feel like you're in a cave. And then there's like a whole nother area that they're doing. There's construction going on everywhere. They're going to have like a snack bar and all this stuff. It's
gift
like its
shop.
own little world under there.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to me. So the cave itself, what did you think about that?
I thought the cave was incredible. I mean, it was wide open. The walkways as you're going around made me feel like I was in Disneyland, only because you know how you go to Disneyland, you go on some rides, and once you kind of go past you have to be this tall, you kind of feel like you're in another world, like you're going into Star Wars ride and you feel like you're in Star Wars land. Well, the railings along the walkway gave me that feel, and you start looking around, you're like, oh, look, they created this new world. But it wasn't. This is nature. God created all this, and it is just like you're in another world. Just absolutely incredible to see all the different formations and just the little
textures
that you can't touch.
Yeah, that drove me nuts. I mean, God gave us senses for a reason, right? I want to use them all. No, I'm just kidding. I would never touch them. I'm a rule follower. But
incredible.
The textures, like some things look so smooth and ripply, and I mean, and it was phenomenal to see. And you felt like you were in another world. Like it was its own little world down there. And I think the reason I like this cave a lot too is because it, like you said, it's very open.
Oh yeah.
And so I felt like in parts we were like on the moon.
Yes.
And then other parts I was like, gosh, it feels like we're in Star Wars land.
Yeah.
Like you said. They were
in the desert. And
and then there were parts that it looked like they should be corals in the sea. Like it was beautiful. Yes. The things that were in there, and they've done a really good job of having that whole loop. And I don't know, it's just amazing. Like they know what they're doing there. It's big and it's very well kept. It's very clean.
Oh yeah.
And it was amazing. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
I would do it again. Which Lorica normally panic, and we never want to do it again. So
I think if we ever did it again, we'd come a little more prepared with some extra water and stuff, and then we would probably walk back up.
Ooh.
Because you can hike back up the 750 feet. I mean,
it'd be a hard one because it's down the whole way, and you feel it in your calves as you're stopping yourself. So going up, it is going to be burned. But I would like to try that one time. And I'm not saying I'm going to run up it. I'm going to... You can rest wherever you want. You can stop. So, but I do think it would be... It would be something that would be cool to do.
I think if you were planning on walking down, doing the whole tour and walking back up, you need to give yourself pretty much all day. They stopped letting people in at 2:30 because it's a self-guided tour because they want everybody out by 5. So they don't let anybody start going down the elevators after 2:30 because they were making announcements and you could hear it. But I would say if we were going to do the walking both ways, I'd want to start at like 9 a.m. Eat a good breakfast and then just start going in order to walk. And then hopefully by then the restaurant and everything will be open downstairs. You never know. I mean, we'll see next time we're in this area.
Maybe not. But because I feel like just going down, we got a great workout.
Absolutely.
So But going back up, I definitely would have to wear different clothes and bring more water. So it was very cool to read about, and enjoyed ourselves, which I do not normally say about caves. I never say I enjoy myself. I'm like, I'm so proud of myself for doing it. That's what I usually say. Yeah. So that I actually enjoyed myself and I'd go back. And so that's the thing too, and we say it all the time on the channel, be willing to try different things because every state has something to offer. If you never go outside your box, you will never know that you can do it. So I've learned that in just the short time that we have traveled. We try new things and sometimes we like them and sometimes we don't, right? But that's life.
And so far on our journey, we've pretty much liked everything.
Yeah, most of the time.
I don't think there's been any excursions that we've gone on where we're like, this wasn't good.
Well, I wouldn't go back to some caves because my mentality is I've been there, done that. But I would go back to this cave.
Yes,
absolutely. I would in a heartbeat. I would do it on this trip again.
Oh yeah.
But we're going to go do other things on this trip. So
yeah, I wouldn't go back like this week.
No, but what I'm saying is I was that impressed I would walk back. So I mean, I would go back and do it again.
100%.
Anyway, it was good. It was a great day.
We'll be talking at you a little bit. Hey everybody, I want to tell you about this cool new gadget that I got and actually came in really handy one day at one of the last RV parks we were at. I was sitting on the patio working on some things and I could just smell gas, propane, and it was just kind of the way the wind would shift. I would smell it for a little while and then I wouldn't smell it. And I'm walking around my RV checking everything and everything was fine. I started walking around out in front of where our RV was parked, the little street, and I could smell it a lot stronger. So I walked over across the little streetway to one of my neighbor's RVs and I really smelled propane a lot coming from, he had a travel trailer and the propane tanks on the front that were covered and everything else. And then I remembered I had gotten one of these top test combustible gas leak detectors. I got the model PT299 and it's really simple. It's like a wand. You turn on the power and let it set for 30 seconds and then you just point it in the area where you think there's a gas leak and it'll notify you. I'm going to demonstrate it using our propane fire pit. I'm just not going to light it. So I'm going to turn the gas on and I'm going to show you how this works. And you can see you get an alarm and the reading, and now that the propane is dissipated in the air, alarm's gone. So they've got this version, the PT299, and I've also got another one, the PT520A, that actually has a hose on it. They all work the same way. This one actually comes with a carrying case and it's got a hose. So you can kind of point that hose in a specific area. What I wound up doing when I smelled the neighbor's propane is I just walked over there with this and stuck it up under the plastic that covers the propane tanks, and the alarm went off and everything else. And I flagged down one of the maintenance guys in the park that's driving around the golf cart. We took his lid off, we turned off all of his propane and everything else. They were able to call the owner of the RV, let him know what happened. He came back and checked it all out, and come to find out he had a crack in his valve and that was leaking the propane. So he was able to get that all fixed up before a major tragedy. The PT299 wand version or the one with the hose, the PT520A. Both available on Amazon, and I'm going to put a link down in the description for you guys. I've had it, never thought I would have to use it, and then the one time, you smell the gas, you pull it out, you use it, and you realize this is something good to have. All right, so look at it, give it a shot.